the cloud. Okay, we're recording. There we go.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Terrific.
Well, welcome. You're my first Zoom interview officially, so this will be good.
Fantastic.
I'm excited for it. Yeah. Do you want to just go ahead and introduce yourself for everybody who's watching in the future?
Okay. So my name is Patricia V. Davis. I throw the V in there because there's a lot of other Patricias in the arts and Patricia Davises. And there's also a Patricia Davis who looks a lot like me and is always getting arrested down in Florida. I'm not kidding. It comes in. Yes, it comes in on my Google alerts all the time. I don't know how this woman, how they haven't put her away for life, but it's been the last 3 years at least that her name comes up on all kinds of things. So I added the V because that's a middle initial that my married last name from my previous husband, which is crazy, but that's what I wrote my books under. So, and this is my first screenplay. I usually write novels. I have several novels out and audiobooks in a similar genre, which is the paranormal, psychological thriller type of thing, but it's also got a female dynamism theme to all of them. You know, the women usually come out on top most of the time.
Nice.
And let's see. Yeah, and so then I wrote the screenplay during the COVID shutdowns. And I sent it to a friend of mine who is this incredibly humble genius who is wildly successful, right? And he's just the greatest guy. And I sent it to him because, you know, I bit my tongue and I said, just tell me what you think. He's a screenwriter, obviously. And he said, I think I could sell this for you.
Wow.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
That's
so
exciting.
That was fantastic. And I started thinking about it for many, many reasons. I decided to produce it. And it worked out great because a lot of people I knew were available because of COVID.
Yes.
You know, nobody was doing anything. So it's like, I would love to be able to say, oh, everyone jumped on board because they wanted to work with a first time screenwriter. No, they did it because we had a connection. They'd read, you know, some of them had read my work and they liked it, and they read the screenplay and they liked it, and they decided, why not? And so the rest is history. So the best part of this story, I think it's just as good as the film, is how much everybody jumped on board to help. Everybody in our community in the whole Yuba-Sutter area. I mean, I'll just brag a little bit here because when you see the film, you will not believe that it was a 5-figure budget. Honestly, you won't, because of all the stuff. People just gave us stuff and they gave us help, and we have like a battalion of extras that came just to. It was really wonderful, and so it fleshed everything out because when I wrote the script, I wrote it to be frugal, you know, to have like a small budget, knowing that I was going to probably just have a small budget. And the director comes from a different, he comes from a guerrilla background. Do you know what that is with guerrilla filmmaking? So guerrilla filmmaking is more, do it. Don't worry about it, just do it. And so a couple of times, you know, we had to rein him in and stuff like that. But for the most part, he was like, well, just ask. See if you can get, we need a bar. This scene is going to be so much. Ask. Who am I going to ask? Just ask someone. See who has a bar. And so I was like, all right, I'll ask. And everybody was like, oh, sure, you can use mine. Yeah, no problem. And it was because, part of it was because of my my connection to the community, because my husband's family has been in the community for like since the 1800s. They've had a rice farm in Sutter County, and a lot of the families knew him and stuff like that. So I know that I had a leg up in that. You know, I don't know that if you knocked on a rice farmer's door and asked him if you could film in his fields, if they would always say yes. But in this particular case, I was lucky.
Having those connections is
and that's
always
pretty much. Yes, yes, but I also think, you know, it's a small community, and we're just starting to get films up here. Obviously, as you very well know, because you're involved in it. So, like I said, it was timing. Everything was just timing and luck and being in the right place at the right time. Is what I think happened personally. So
that's amazing.
It, you know?
Before you started this, did you have an idea of what the role of producer does? Did you have any insight into that?
I mean, I took courses. That's what I did. When I decided to do this, I took a lot of online courses. And actually, there are some that I really recommend that are really good. And I did that, and I had an idea. And then it is a totally different thing, indie producing, than when you have an assistant to the producer and an assistant to the assistant producer, you know. So like, for example, just yesterday, someone wanted to come in for the gala at the Sutter Theater, and they said, well, do you know of any hotels that take dogs? Because I'm coming with my dogs. So I ended up, you know, trying to find a hotel for this person. And that's just been it, you know, since the beginning. There's everything. I even did the cooking on set. I did the cooking for 25 days, 2 meals a day. Wow. SAG requires that you serve 2 hot meals. So I didn't want to have it catered because the food is, you know, that would have been a huge expense to begin with. It is. And I thought the food's not going to be as good. So on top of, you know, I saved money, but it was insane because everybody had a day off on Thursday. And that was the day my assistant and we went to Costco and Winco, and we did all the shopping, and I had to start preparing food for the week, you know. So so I don't think producers have the same experience that I had, you know.
Well, I asked that because it's funny when people ask.
It's wonderful. It was tiring and exciting. Yeah, and educational. It was very educational, and it was fun in a lot of ways. Fun.
That's so good. Yeah. When people ask, what does a producer do? You're kind of like, everything. Yep. Yeah. That's great.
Pretty much.
Would you like to continue to produce, or would you like to explore other roles in filmmaking?
Well, I wrote the script. So I'm the screenwriter as well as the producer. So I like that. I would produce again. Because I'd like to do another one in the area again, because I have one more. I was actually approached by someone they were discussing it, because part of the reason I did Lydia's House is because of the Hollywood farm trope, which is farmers are either John Boy Walton or they're Leatherface, you know, and it's really irritating. I'm married to a rice farmer. His parents are Stanford graduates.
Wow.
And my father-in-law was he had an engineering degree, and he worked for Aerojet, helping them design rockets during the space race. And that is not, I mean, that's okay. That's a little bit over the top, but any farmers that you talk to, they're really intelligent people, and they're very, it's like, it's kind of an insulting trope, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I love that you get to explore that.
So I want to do something that presented a small town. Yeah, I wanted to present a small town as it is, you know, not as it is in Hollywood, you know. So that was part of the reason that I did Lydia's House. And the second idea that I have is, what we did with Lydia's House is we presented very subtly some points, sociological points, if you will, but we also made it fun, and it's a thriller. So if you're watching it just to watch it for fun, you don't necessarily pick up some of the themes, if you will. So I want to do that again, and this time I want to do it uh, with our water situation, the situation that we have with the water. And someone was discussing that with me. So it would be another fun story, but it would also have, just to make people aware of how important water is to not just to farmers, but it just goes down the line. If you can't grow something, you can't feed your animals. If you can't feed your animals, there aren't going to be as many animals. So there won't be chicken, there won't be beef, blah, blah. And so that's my second idea, but I don't know where that's going to go. It depends on what happens, with Livia's house and how well it does and all that.
I like that.
So.
That's exciting. Yeah, that's amazing. I love that you're already thinking about, okay, what's the next thing? What can you share one thing that you really enjoyed about the making of it? I know there's lots and lots of things. What was one of the top things you enjoyed? And then talk about one of the things that was a challenge that you faced during the making of Livia's house.
Okay, well, the challenges come faster, so I'll start with that.
Start there. That's great.
The different personalities. Okay, it's film is art, and so you have a lot of artistic types, and they run the gamut. They run the gamut from people who are see their work as fun and something creative, and others who see it as life or death. And I understand that, because I think I'm a little bit in between. I see what I do as fun, but if I write a book and there's something about it that I don't like, I can get very frustrated. So you're dealing with a lot of sensitivity, and there's a lot of people all the time, and so it can just have a boomerang effect, And then there's also work ethic. Most of the people, I would say 99.9% of the people I worked with had an amazing work ethic. It was astonishing how they all fit in. One example I always think of this is the lead actress. Okay, so the lead actress, she shows up in one scene and she's all dolled up as the mysterious Livia. She's got the hair extensions going and the satin dress and the makeup and the whole thing, right? And she has to climb up on a roof for that. Okay, wow. So the director and a couple of other people escorted her onto the roof. She shoots her scene. She climbs down. She changes into jeans, and now she comes with us to an orchard to help shovel dirt because we needed the help. And that was consistently how most people worked. If it needed to be done, nobody said that's not my job, and they did it. So the work ethic was fabulous, except for I had one bad experience, and it kind of threw me. That it cost us money because the person didn't finish what they promised they would do and stuff. So that's a lesson learned right there. I feel like again, we just got lucky, but it's very important to really vet your people and make sure that you get recommendations. And not just from one or two people, but people who've worked with other people. I think that's important. And so I would say that was the challenge, was the personalities and getting to know the people I was working with and what the results would be. And then something that I enjoyed, well, just seeing the project come together, just that was amazing. First of all, it's my words, right? So to see them come out of, I've done audiobooks. They've done audiobooks. In fact, Anne Marie Gideon, who plays Marianne in the story, that's how she and I connected, because my publisher had my audiobooks published by Tantor Media, and she's the narrator.
Oh, wow.
So we got to talk, and we just really hit it off. And she's on, she is an actress, she's on The Resident. So when I asked her to do this, you know, she said, did you write the screenplay? And I said, yes. Oh, then I'm in, you know, so, so actually seeing that, like seeing your words come out of, how are they portraying your characters? What does the scene look like? How is it set up, and how is the lighting? All of that's really fun. You know, that's a lot of fun. It's very, very creative atmosphere to be in.
Yeah, I love that. Seeing it all come together. We've touched on it a little bit, but what would you say makes your region appealing to filmmakers? Like the Yuba-Sutter County is appealing to filmmakers.
Oh, what isn't appealing about it, really? First of all, okay, so now this will sound, I can't think of the word. I like the people involved in the film community, the film commission people, the art, the Yuba-Sutter arts and culture people, the people that are working with the oh gosh, why can't I'm just drawing a blank. The business, the Chamber of Commerce, those people, yes. I like them. They're very approachable, and they're very down to earth, you know, so you don't feel like, you know, you have to approach them cautiously. Everybody's just open and friendly and enthusiastic. So that's a great start right there.
Yeah.
The region has everything. It has everything. If you want something that's rural, you've got it. If you want something that, you know, is going to have buildings in the background, you've got it. So there's a lot up here. It's certainly, I think, more fun than shooting in a bigger area, because it's not done as much. You know, like the top places are, of course, always going to be LA, always going to be New York or London. You know, the smaller cities people don't shoot here as often. So it's more exciting for the people in the area. So that makes it fun too, because, you know, you're met with enthusiasm. So I think that pretty much covers it as far as why it should be appealing to other filmmakers, you know.
Yeah, I love it. You've also talked about another project you'd love to do, but if you weren't restrained by budget or anything, do you have like a dream project that you would love to create?
Well, that's interesting. The budget didn't affect, I know, listen, it would be easier to have more money. No, it would, because it's exciting to say that everybody works so hard, but you know, our director of photography lost 15 pounds during production. Okay, I lost 15 pounds. It didn't bother me that I lost 15 pounds, but like people were saying to him, you look like a cheerleader. Like he was so thin at that point, because there was just too much work. So a budget where you can delegate is a wonderful thing, you know. So but no, as far as my dream project goes, I would say Lydia was in a lot of ways a dream project, and so would the next project be here. But you're saying like if I had whatever budget I wanted?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Then I would
no restraints.
Dream project would be, okay, so I think my dream project would be to see my my trilogy. I have a trilogy about 4 women who open a restaurant aboard the Queen Mary. I don't know if you're familiar with the Queen Mary. If you are, really?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, it's, you know, considered to be haunted. People say it's haunted. So like all these women have a secret. They're haunted, sort of figuratively by their past and by the things that are bothering them. And then when they get on the ship, there are real ghosts, you know, not just figurative ones. And the ghosts actually try to help them overcome some of these things. But it's a great project because the women are over 40. Okay. So except for one, there's one younger woman in it. And then she kind of takes over as the main character in the next book. And then in the third book, we have all of them come back again. And it would be beautiful. I would love to shoot it on that ship. And the ship loves it, because what happened was, after the books were released, a lot of people went to visit the ship down in Long Beach, and they started asking, you know, where's this, where's that? And the tour guide, like, where are you getting this from? Oh, from this book, you know. And that's so the next thing you know, so the next thing you know, they invited me to do an event there, which was very exciting. And we did do an event there. We did a dinner and tour based on the books. And then, of course, the ship shut down because of COVID. So that was kind of a heartbreaker. So I think that's what I would, that might be my dream. Yeah, because you're talking a lot of money.
Yeah, it's so fun to just dream about, like, if there were no limits, what would we do? Yeah.
Hire Catherine Zeta-Jones to play one of the characters, because she really would fit, you know.
Yes,
all that.
That's amazing. I love it. That's great. I love, I know you've been so great to connect with for us with the Film Commission. Can you talk about what value that you think the Film Commission brings to the community there in Yuba-Sutter?
Yes, I really can. I thought, you know, there's a lot more to it than you realize. What I think is, if you've got a really good film commission, one that is friendly to independent filmmakers, like this one is, you're going to get, like, you can go up to the film commission and say, this is our budget, you know, and then the film commission can help you with, you know, squeezing the most out of your budget. That's for starters. I also think it's important to have some oversight. I mean, as a filmmaker, it kind of pains me to have to admit that, but, you know, there are some films that there really should be regulations. You want to make sure people stay safe. Look what happened on a bigger, you know, one. So film commissions can also help with, you know, keeping an eye on things and making sure all the safety requirements are met, all the proper permits are in order, and that forth. So, and just promoting films.
Yeah.
Promoting them is another thing that a film commission can do. And I think that just really is just the tip of the iceberg as far as, you know, what the commissions do.
Yeah, so I love that.
I'm excited to see where this one goes.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm excited to be part of it, because it's fun to, especially bring people together who aren't even aware of what's in their community, what's available. And yeah, I love watching the connections happen as people reach out, like, this is what we're looking for, especially locations and things like that. Like, oh, we have locations. So I love just watching everybody's dreams happen as you're getting connections, and finding out more information than you could even find out on your own. So it's really fun to be a part of this end of things there. Yeah.
It's very creative too, and because you have a database of places, and as your filmmaker sits down with you and tells you what they're looking for, they all come to mind. So that's very helpful. Wow,
that's really great. Yeah.
So,
So what does the we go over what the future of Olivia's house looks like, the release and everything like that?
Well, right now she's doing pretty well in the film festivals. Really, that's really exciting, you know, especially for, you know, the only person, there's two people who have a film festival background, and that's the director of photography, Cody Martin, and the director, Nico Volanakis. They, Nico has it's a really beautiful short called Cairo Year Zero, and it just swept film festivals in 2000. I think it was 2014 and 15. And Cody's had some films that have gotten into some really exciting festivals. So it's great to see Lydia doing it, especially because I'm at the helm and I'm new to filmmaking. So that's like nice that, and we are doing a gala screening, as you know, which is just for locals, people who have helped us out on the 10th at the Sutter Theater for the Arts. And then after that, we're hoping to get a distributor, and we have someone working on that for us right now. And so then hopefully she'll be available to watch on streaming services. So
That's incredible.
That's the
that's
plan.
that's great. Yeah, that's fun. And for everybody watching, we'll keep everybody updated too. Once you get a distributor, and where we can tell them where to come and watch it and be able to see what all you created. I love watching things that are created locally, and especially things that are here, because I'm in Reading, so things in Shasta County where I'm like, I know where that is. It just makes it so much more fun when you're there and you're like, oh, I recognize that. But then it'll be fun to just share it with the world in the States, and people can like, oh, I can go watch this. I know where it's been filmed and everything like that. So that's exciting. So we'll keep everybody updated when that is released and everything. Yeah.
I know February is going to be filled with people who were in the film, even just a tiny little part where we shot at one of their locations. And I told everyone on the cast, I said, there's going to be a lot of talking, because it's going to be everybody pointing to the screen and going, look, there's so and so, and all that. So yes. But when it gets out there, there'll be people that are just watching the film for the sake of watching the film. So yes. That's when you get your reviews. We'll see what happens. We'll keep our fingers crossed for that.
I'm excited to see. Excited to be a little bit a part of it, and then to just see where it goes as it's released and everybody gets to see it so much. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining me on our first recorded interview. I love that you were able to be a part of this, and we loved it. We can share this with everybody too, and they can have a little glimpse into your process. Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you on February 10th.
Yes, I will be there. It'll be great. Yeah. So let's see. I'm figuring all of this out. Sorry, I'm going to stop the recording here.
Okay.
Okay.